Hey everybody, this is Justin with United Fundraising. I'm Regional Vice President, and this
is Zach, President of United.
Yeah, and we're going to talk to you real quickly about how to prepare for an upcoming fundraiser. Number one, probably most critical thing and very overlooked by a lot of people is timing. And by timing, I will be specific. That's being early. And I know that sad old saying, early bird gets the worm. Really true in this industry.
Very true.
The guy who comes in first is going to get there before everybody else comes and knocks on that door and says, hey, can you give me money? Can you give me money? And we have found that if you're first, that makes a big difference. What do you think, Zach?
That's so important. It's so true. You know, so often over the years in fundraising, I sit around in the PTA meeting or in the principal's office and we're going over what kind of real estate do we want to take up on that school calendar. And the most common thing that I hear is, well, let's give the parents a break. Let's wait for a few weeks after school gets in.
Nice thought.
Let them recoup from all that after school expenses and stuff. Well,
it doesn't work.
The problem is, well, you're giving them a break after all that. Nobody else is. The Girl Scouts are hitting them. The band is hitting them from the other direction. The other schools are hitting from the other direction. And by the time that you roll out with your fundraiser, guess what? They're out of money.
Yep.
And keep in mind also, all these packets, they end up where?
They end up at the, there's the different jobs that they work at in the workplace. Yeah, absolutely.
And so Sally brings the packet to work at the car dealership and gets all of her friends to, you know, thinks that it's a great catalog, a great cookie dough fundraiser. And guess what? All of her friends have already bought from Mary and Sue and Jim. And they're like, listen, you know, I'm kind of out of $10, $20 options to buy this stuff. So getting there early is very, very important. In fact, there's a number to it.
Yeah.
And we saw, when we did studies on this, that schools, our same schools that we had history with, when they ran within the first 2 or 3 weeks of school starting, 30% higher in sales on average. So.
Well, and that was what I was going to say is that 2-week window is really, really critical. A lot of people say, well, I'll wait a month and it'll be the same. And like Zach said, it really isn't the same. So the other big thing is going to be, the next point is getting on the calendar course. So make sure if you're a new PTA person, that is a great thing to take to your principal and say, listen, Mr. or Mrs. Principal, this is something that is very, very critical. We need to get in there and get in there early so we can get our fair share of the dollars. And I think if you lay it out for them, they'll totally understand that. Absolutely. All right, so then the next thing that let's talk about, Zach, real quick, just so they know, when our box arrives, what all comes in that box from us just before the fundraiser starts? Let's say a week before the fundraiser
the sponsor
starts.
packet. Yeah, the sponsor packet's going to include anything like posters to put up in the around the school. Also, you're going to have the kind of the sponsor packet envelope. You're going to have things like the kickoff DVD. This is a professionally done DVD done by some really good-looking actors in there. So
we're not tooting our own horn or anything.
No, we would never do that. No. But make sure and play the DVD. The kids absolutely love it. And it's a great way to kick off the sale.
All of the packets for the children are also going to be in there. We stuff all that.
Absolutely.
And we've mentioned this before in other videos, but we do your parent letter for you and all that. So basically,
and it's all stuff right there in the packet. Absolutely.
Yep. So all you got to really do is hand it out to the children, and he breezed over it. But you do get an envelope with postage paid, so that at the end of the sale, when all the orders are in there, you just put those in the envelope. We've already paid for the postage.
And absolutely, with United, pick up the phone. Call us. Anytime, any question, anything that comes up, email, you will receive a response to the email the same day. You call, the phone should be answered within 2-3 rings, and we're there to hold your hand throughout the whole sale. But going back to preparing for that fundraiser, getting volunteers are huge. We have schools that are in areas where you're like, well, they think that they're going to have a big challenge on raising a lot of money, and they absolutely blow their goals out of the water. But then you look at it, and they've got PTA and PTO volunteers, and a lot of times it starts with 1 or 2 really motivated individuals who just get out there in the car lines and put up posters and call and harass all the other parents, and you'd be amazed at what getting a good volunteer group together behind that fundraiser, what it will do to get that fundraiser off to a successful start.
Yeah, and however you decide to go about getting a lot of parent involvement, that is so critical to a successful fundraiser.
Room moms are key.
Room moms are great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great way to go.
And make it a team effort. Don't be afraid to delegate, you know. If you go with the right company, hopefully you can delegate a lot to the company. But get a few people on there. Try to get it to where you're not working on the fundraiser till 2 in the morning every night. That's very important.
Absolutely. Don't burn yourself out. Absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks much. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for taking a minute with us.